Alright, so welcome to the tutorial on making a long image. Follow these steps and you'll be a pro. So, first what you're going to do is you're going to open Google Chrome and Google LRC. Click the first link. You're going to get to this screen. For this example, I'm going to go to resources and I will be doing Korean, but you'll be doing whatever language or resource you were told to do. Let's just click one of these, Unit 1, and click this one. So now this link is to a Quizlet, but you're going to have other types of links, which can be skits, quiz breaks, or whatever. But those you have to do a little bit differently, but we're going to do a Quizlet first. So, once you get to the Quizlet screen, go log in. And if you don't know the login, ask me or John. Alright. And for the first part, you need to check if there is, if there are any pictures here. If you have a picture, then you are good to go. Otherwise, what you need to do is you're going to go to Edit, and you're going to have to add a picture. So, for example, for Germany, add that. It could be any of these pictures, whichever one fits best. Now that I have a picture, back to set. You're going to go to flashcards, and you're going to make sure that it has both sides on it. And you want to have both the language, English translation, and the picture in it. So now what you're going to do is, you're going to open the snipping tool, alright? And going to click New. Click New, and you're going to drag from one corner of the flashcard to the other. Alright, and that's going to give you this thing right here. So now what you're going to do is you're going to open Photoshop. Alright. Let's do that. We're going to copy the snipped image, which is this button right here. You go to Photoshop and you're going to click File, New. Now, when you're doing this, what you want to do is change the width and the height by adding 30 pixels. You're going to make sure that this is pixels, this is in pixels, and then you're going to add 30 to both. So 621 is going to go to 651, and height 442 is going to go to 472. And this can be changed. It doesn't necessarily have to be exactly these numbers or anything like that, but as long as it's roughly around the ratio of 720 to 480. So this is good. Then you're going to click OK. You're also going to make sure that the background color is going to be blue, and I'm going to show you guys what blue this is. So now the color code is going to be this, just to make sure it is. So make sure that it's this exact number, 1F6FD9. Alright, you're going to click OK. Alright, so we changed the width, the height, and we changed the background to being this blue. Then you're going to click OK. Wait a little bit. Alright, now we have this. Then you're going to click Control V to paste your snipped image. Let's copy it one more time just to make sure. Click Control V, and there we go. Alright, so you see that we have that blue border, and that's what we want for all the Quizlets. For the other files, basically, you're not going to add the 30 pixels, and you're just going to create a new image with the exact specification of the copied image. Then you're going to go to the image, go to image size. You're going to make sure that you unclick this, okay? So there should not be this line. Make sure that this is just empty. And then you're going to change the height, the width to 720, and the height to 480. Alright, click OK, and there you go. And you have your perfect thumbnail. So now we're going to have to save it. I'm just going to save it in a folder, but for you guys, you should usually be using a flash drive or the Adragon server. So naming conventions are really important. So Korea, I made a Korea folder. Inside of that, this was 101, and this was let's just check to make sure. This was Unit 1. So in 101, we're gonna have the 101 folder. All right. Now you can do all of these different files, but those are all going to go into this folder. Now, inside of this 101 folder, and you're going to, oh, not for the 101, sorry, this is going to be lesson 1. In this lesson 1 folder, you're going to have 2 folders, and one is going to be called longs, and one is going to be called QRs. And this is going to be, you should have a longs and a QRs folder in the lowest level folder. So in the chapters or lessons or whatever the smallest folder is of 101. So now you have the longs and QRs folders. You're going to name it something. So we know that it's in 101. So that's going to be the first part of the name. Then you know that it's a Quizlet, and this could be quiz break, skit, or whatever else the file type is, but usually going to be working with Quizlets or quiz breaks. Then you're going to name it the actual name, and the name isn't the actual name. The important part is that whoever is pasting your thumb into the website can tell exactly what link it means to you. So for this example, I'm going to call it preparation section 1. Alright, and then you're going to add a thumb to the end. Now, change the file type to JPEG, make sure it's JPEG, and you're going to save it in this folder. So just click save. So just to make sure, I have the 101, which is which class it is, what the file type is, the name of the file, and then thumb at the end, and making sure that's a JPEG. Alright, so now click save, click OK, and you're good. There you just created your thumbnail image. Now you're going to close this Photoshop. The next step is going to be making the QR code. So what you want to be doing is you're gonna search QR app spot, and it's gonna be the first link. This is what you're gonna be seeing. You're gonna go change the image size to 500 by 500, and then you're going to get the URL of the website. Now, make sure that you're getting the URL for this website, not for example, for the edit function or flashcards or whatever. Make sure it's this URL. Click copy, go to here, paste it in there, create QR code. Now you're going to save image as. You're going to make sure that it's in the same folder. Where's my folder? Oh, there it is. There we go. We got our Korea 101, lesson 1. And you're going to save it in here with the same name. Now, usually you can just type in the class and you should come up with a name. So just go down to that. You're going to delete the .jpeg and add a QR to the end. Now, make sure that the safest, it should by default go to this, but just to make sure that it's going to be a PNG, make sure it's in the right folder, and then click save. Alright, so now you've created your QR code. Alright, so now the fun begins. So we're going to open the folder that we have all our files in. So 101, lesson 1, and there we go. So we have our thumbnail and our QR code. So first what we're going to do is we're going to open this. Open with Photoshop. Alright, and that's going to open it up right in here. Alright, so now what we're going to do is we're going to go to Image, Canvas Size. Alright, you're going to have to change the anchor to go to this box. So from the center to the left, move it to the left. You're going to change this to pixels, and you're going to change this, the width, not the height, but the width, to 2700. Keep the height at 480, and then click OK. We're going to change the zoom a little bit just so we can see the entire image. And now what we're going to do is we're going to drag the QR code into it. Alright, and that's going to put it right in the middle, and we're going to drag it all the way to the right side of the image. There you go. Place the file, and there you go. So you have our thumb, and we have our QR code. Now we need to get the text in the middle. Alright, so what we're going to do is we're going to go back to the Quizlet, go to More, Export. Alright, so for the title, that's going to be in 72 font. Alright, this will all be standard, so just change the font, make sure it's 72. You're going to go here, and you're going to copy everything after Korean. So you're going to get the name, and it's usually, there's always going to be UWM and then the language, and anything after that, you're going to copy. So copy it, go back to your Photoshop, and paste it. Alright, so obviously this name is a little long, so I'm going to change it a little bit just to make sure that and this is up to you, how to edit it, but what you want to do is edit as little as possible, of course, and keep the name as close to the Quizlet name. You're going to click Enter, and you're going to change the font to 60 now, alright? And you're going to go back to the Quizlet, and you're going to copy, let's say, 5 of these, alright? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Alright, so we have our 5. Paste it in there. Make sure it's in 60 points still. And you're going to delete these URLs, because these are the image URLs, and you don't need those in this description. Alright, so we have that right now. And now what we're going to do is we're going to tab over the English meaning so that they all line up and that you have suitable amount of space. The important part is basically just to make sure that they all line up like this, and that they do not go into the QR code, so like this. So you don't want that, of course. Alright, so they're all lined up. Make sure it's in the right fonts. Alright, and you're going to go to this tool. You're going to drag it over. Oh. Right there. So you want to have a little bit of space. It's up to you, of course, but like a little bit of space. I'd say somewhere from here to here, basically. Sometimes Photoshop locks it up a little bit, but there you go. So you're going to make sure that that pink line in the middle, that should be there for sure. And then it's up to you to see how much space you have between that. Alright, so now we have our, just to show you, we have our thumbnail, we have our QR code, and we have our description here. Alright, so now you're going to go back to Image, go to Canvas Size, change this to pixels, and change the width to 2800 and the height to 880. And this time the anchor is going to stay in the middle. Alright, so now you're going to click OK, and now as you can see, there's now this white border going around everything. Alright, so last step. What you're going to do is you're going to go to File, Save As. Alright, once again, I'm in the same folder. You know, sorry, same folder, and you're going to double click on the Longs folder. Now, you're going to save this twice, first as a Photoshop and then as a JPEG. So and it's absolutely necessary that you save it as a Photoshop first, because otherwise it messes with the formatting. So save it as a Photoshop first, and what you're going to do is after thumb, you're going to keep the same name, but after thumb you're going to add an underscore long. Alright? Alright, we have it in the right folder, we have a long after that, and we have it as a Photoshop. So now we click Save, click OK, and it's good. Now we're going to go back, File, Save As. All we're going to do is change it to a JPEG, and click Save, and OK. And there you go. So if you go into your File Explorer. So we have our thumb, our QR code, and our lungs. You can keep doing that for all your files in Lesson 1. And once you've got all those done, what you're going to do is you're going to drag just the QR codes into the QR folder. And I recommend doing this as a last step just because it saves you a little bit of time. But when you're done with the lesson, I drag all the QR codes. Keep the thumbs in the larger folder, but drag all the QR codes into the QR folder. Now we have both our lungs. We have a Photoshop and a JPEG of all of our lungs, our QRs, and our actual original thumbnails. And there you go. Hope the tutorial helped a lot, and I hope that you guys can do this. Have a nice day.